Thanks, A&E. Lovely. Cheers, bye.
Adult trauma call, 8 minutes. Adult trauma call, 8 minutes.
I've got an unconscious gentleman. He has severe traumatic brain injury.
King's College Hospital, London.
I think something hurt.
One of the busiest A&E departments in the country.
They're a bit busy right now. Yeah, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
King's is extreme, isn't it? Come on.
A place where love, life and death unfold every single day.
Fall from a tree. It's probably absolutely trolleyed.
I'm very drunk.
I just keep thinking, how am I going to cope?
All the patients you're about to see were treated in one department in just one 24-hour period.
Camino. Everyone should walk through an emergency room at least once in their life because it makes you realise what your priorities are. It's not the rush, rush, rush and the money, money, money. It's the people you love and the fact that 1 minute they might be there and 1 minute they might be gone.
King's College Hospital's A&E department sees on average 350 patients a day, 150 of them in minors.
I remember I got a massive splinter under my nail and I thought, oh, I'll go up and get that cut out. And there was a notice that said minimum waiting time and approximately 4.5 hours. And I thought, I don't think so.
What did you do then? Once you get the splinter out? Let it go bad?
Pulled it out, I think.
Did you?
Yeah.
At the moment, we've got about a 3-hour wait, and you've been here 2 hours, so it shouldn't be too long, because we've got lots of doctors around. Shouldn't be too long now. OK.
Okay, stay sitting up. Stay sitting up. Christian, sit up for a minute, yeah?
You know that old adage, it takes all sorts to make a world? Well, it takes all sorts in an A&E department as well. Right. So what happened to you?
Well, I was drilling a doll.
Yeah.
And because I pushed the whole thing, my drill went into here. I just pushed out the blood and then pushed them together and tried to...
Put the electrical tape on?
Yeah, because this was...
Yeah, no problem.
the closest thing.
You'll still find people that think, well, I'm only just nipping up the ladder, so, yeah, I'll hold a cup of tea, a drill and something round my neck with one sock on and a flip-flop.
Oh, it's stuck back.
Wow. I think you ought to have my job.
I've done a really nice job.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a carpenter.
That is brilliant.
I was lucky because I don't hit my bone.
Yeah, yeah. They slip on the flip-flop, they spill the tea that scalds them, the drill goes through the head and they break a leg when they fall. They really think, well, I shouldn't have really done that, should I? And you can feel all my fingers, you can feel my fingers. Yeah, what happened here?
Benzo.
Oh. Maybe you ought to come in and do my job. You're not doing very good on machinery, are you?
Oh, well, in Hungary, if you're a carpenter and you've got all your fingers, you're not a good one.
Oh, my God. People are stupid, aren't they?
OK.
There was a kid a few months ago and he'd been shot in the leg.
It's absolutely perfect in a minute.
Then it transpired he'd been trying to shoot the label off the back of his trainers or something ridiculous and had shot himself in the leg. What an idiot.
OK.
All right, thank you very much.
Take care of yourself.
Bye.
Bye.
Is there anything you can't handle?
When people trap a finger and you get a blood clot, we have to put a hole through the nail to release the blood. I can't do it without sitting down because my ankles go. Can't do it. Awful.
that thing, isn't it? Hi, King Tony.
Adult red phone, 4 minutes.
In the morning, recess is really calm, the red phone goes, and you think, oh, I hope it's something interesting, which is an awful thing to say, an awful thing for the poor patient. But you do, you think, oh, I hope it's something I could do with something interesting today. Perk the day up a bit, pass an hour or two, make it go by quickly.
A construction worker has been trapped under a cherry picker, breaking his leg in several places and crushing his chest.
William, just take a nice big deep breath. That's pretty sore, is it? Okay, mate. Okay, mate. What about there?
No.
Okay.
No.
Not too bad. So it's all on that left side, isn't it? Have you got any pain in the leg here?
The whole leg is pain.
Just this whole leg, yeah? Basically, William, we've got to be really careful with you, I think, because you've had big forces involved. The pain that you've got and the tenderness that you've got in these different areas, we're going to need to basically do a scan of your chest and your tummy and your pelvic area there.
Just give him some morphine before we...
Yeah, he's got the morphine coming, that's fine.
Say again? What we're going to do is just have a scan of your belly. All right, see if you've got any blood in your belly. All right?
Yeah, 5's good. Yeah, thanks. Yep.
They're in a completely alien environment, you know, and they're in pain and they've got no idea what's happening. All they can see is the ceiling. They've got all these people talking around them. They've got, you know, they've got no idea what's going on, and it must be petrifying.
We might get scans all the way down, including his femur. I'll organise those. Is that the trauma radiologist? Hey, it's Graham Fleming here, one of the consultants in trauma and ED. There's a fella down here called William Slegg, who must be in his 30s. He's basically been crushed this morning between a cherry picker and a parked car. And during the mechanism, he somehow kind of fell, and he's managed to have his chest and his abdo and his pelvis all kind of crushed in this single motion. His whole body basically crushed between him and the back of a car. It sounds kind of odd, doesn't it?
Odd, but it sounds terribly lucky as well. I mean, given the...
What, that he's still with us?
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the saddest cases I ever saw was a man who got home. He smelt gas, so he rang up the gas people as an emergency, and then he hit autopilot. Autopilot for him was leaning against the wall with the phone under his ear, lighting a cigarette. He burnt his entire body except for the soles of his feet. And I recall even to this day the debate we had, because it was a non-survivable injury, but he was completely lucid. And his wife and daughter came to visit, and the question was, should we look him in the eye and tell him that he was going to die in the next 48 hours or so, and that there could be no treatment for him.
Those who are looking for eternal life, for the second coming of Christ, it's not as easy as some people have it. Most Christians, they are not following the commandment of God, and we will be judged by it.
You sure you don't want a flapjack? I'll sit up a bit, yeah? Sit up a bit. Can you put your hand there or not? Can you hold it on your nose?
People getting fed up sitting here. We'd be a long while these things take, you know that. You could be here all day doing this.
Do you know how long it will be for him?
Let me
double check what was the surname again?
Stoked.
Okay.
Thank you.
He's actually the next patient to be called.
Awesome, that's great. Do you want me to wake him up now or just wait till they come out?
Just listen out for his name.
Okay, I will. Thank you very much. Cheers. We went out quite late and someone tried to steal his wallet and his phone and punched him in the face. So we're like, he's got a cut across his nose, which he needs to stitch him. So. He's a good guy as well. I wish like, it's bad that bad things happen to good people, but it happened. Yeah, I'd do anything for this guy. He's my best friend since we were little. So, yeah, he's a good guy. Oh, is he gonna? Oh. Yeah, it was close, that one.
He said to me, like, you're lucky and unlucky.
Lucky what? That he didn't...
You're lucky that you didn't cut my artery.
Yeah, and unlucky in what?
But yeah, you still cut it.
Still cut it, yeah.
This morning, 39-year-old Darren was cleaning his windows when he fell through a pane of glass.
There's like a lot of the skin on the arm. It does.
You might have to have a skin graft if it's that bad.
I had to hold the skin back in. You know, it dropped like that and I had to push it in to hold it in.
Yeah.
She said, can you wrap a towel around it? But I thought, how can I with one arm?
Well, you just get a towel and...
She said, get a clean towel, she said.
Wrap around it, yeah.
I just pushed pressure on it like that.
What did you phone, 999?
Yeah. Well, I ain't going to phone you first, am I?
Well, your mum said, why don't you phone us? I went, you panic, you phone and...
You have to, don't you, though?
Phone straight away, don't you?
He said, it's a lot of blood, he said.
Just cut the pints, I think.
You laughed, you didn't see it, did you? It's all up the carpet, it's all up the passage.
All the blood was going everywhere, like, up the wall, on the carpet. Just pumping out, it's like dripping tap.
It's like fingerprints on the walls.
Oh, we'll have to have it redecorated then.
Yeah, like drip, drip, drip. You know what it's before it goes psh, psh, like that.
William's X-ray results have not yet returned.
William, your girlfriend's here. Do you want us to come in?
But doctors have decided that his injuries are not life-threatening.
We need to keep him strapped down like this. No, he's fine. This is all just precautionary, all right? You sit as you are. Let's get you a chair. Can I come round this side? Maybe come round this side. I lower the bed. All right.
How are you feeling anyway?
Great. It just broke all my ribs and my leg.
So what happened? Basically, you carry some stuff or something?
No. Sorry, I'm grumpy because I'm angry. We have the cherry picker, the big blue machine. You know the big blue one that can go up to the roof and down?
Yeah.
And the wheels are the same size as tractor wheels. So I had to try and stop the traffic.
Okay.
But at the bottom of the road there was a car there. Driver.
What? I can't hear. Don't worry.
I thought I was dead. I went underneath and it went all over me.
With the car, I don't get it.
Stop being stupid and listen.
Yeah, listen.
Imagine a tractor is here.
Okay.
A car is here. And I'm standing behind the car in front of the cherry picker so that I can then stop the traffic.
Okay.
The big
tractor.
Imagine how much weight.
Yeah, I can imagine.
First, my leg cracked 3 times. From my ankle to my knee, and I'm shouting, stop!
Shoo, shoo, shoo,
and then my ribs and my body went underneath.
No, you're cool. You're cool. See? You have someone up there who looks after you. You're Superman.
But I heard everything crack as well. 3 cracks in my leg and ankle.
There are some very strange things that happen to people that are not their fault. We had a poor man in where a tyre that he was fixing exploded and unfortunately severely damaged his cervical spine. If you're stuck between 2 huge lumps of metal and those 2 lumps move together and you get away with it, well, that's something to hold on to, isn't it?
I've had a lot of accidents and injuries in my life, but this is the most scariest.
This is serious.
This was the most scariest, 'cause he could...
Typical when everything goes quite well. Something like this happens,
Love you. Love you more. More.
Love you. See you in a bit. I've got to go, Mum. Okay. I'll call you in a second. Okay. Love you too. Bye. Alex, it's time to wake up. Whoa. Come on, man. Let's get up.
Alex has been mugged and punched in the face. His old school friend Patrick is on hand to help.
Doctor's ready. Alex, no swearing, man. There's people around. Don't swear, come on. Oh, shit.
I think it must have been about 12 or 13 when we first met. No, yeah, he's a chatty bloke and just wanted to be my friend from the beginning, so...
We've been waiting. We've been here fucking ages. Alex, don't get angry at me. This way, not that way. Come on, this way.
I thought he was a bit of a loser when I first met him, but...
Take my hand. It's good. Sorry.
Wait, shut up. Get.
I'm not on you. Can I come with him? Is that all right? Awesome.
He's one of these guys who's always quite sentimental, if you know what I mean. He likes to... Well, I was going to say show his affection, but that sounds gay as well. But no, he's a top lad. Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Do you want me to push it? He's absolutely massive. I'll push it. It's good. Oh no, honestly, here, there you go. He's an absolute tank.
I didn't want to go to the hospital straight away, but Pat was like, you need to get it sorted out, because otherwise you're going to be left with a scar. You know, Pat was busy, I'd say, really. He didn't have to go and take me. They could have been a thing, but...
what do you mean he was busy?
Well, he was with some girl that he just met at the club, and he didn't tell you about this, did he? He didn't want me to say anything, but...
Al, you gotta get up, man. What? Alex, no swearing, man. We're in hospital. Would you tell me to shut up? Yeah. You never say that shit to me. We're best mates. You'd be stupid. You swear at me. It's awful. Oh, can I put this somewhere?
Yeah, I'll get you that other time.
Oh, thanks, man. That's awesome. I'm tired, man. This shit's fine. Mate, you just gotta stay awake for like 15 minutes, just talk to her, yeah? It'll be all right. I've got a feeling this might hurt you a little bit, so...
I do like abscesses. I like draining abscesses and squeezing out all the pus. I know that sounds really horrible, and some of them can be really smelly as well, but it's almost like a sense of achievement. You've got this huge sort of pulsating swelling that's full of bad stuff, and that knife goes in and whoosh, all the pus comes out, and it's just like, I don't know, it's almost like a eureka moment.
When you touch it around here, man.
All right, okay.
You see when I touch it like that?
Is that painful, yeah?
Yes, man, yeah.
Okay,
It's like someone's whacked me with a hammer.
Okay.
It's really hurting me, man.
Okay. I think he's got Achilles rupture, actually. I feel like I thought I felt like a gap.
I don't even know who you're talking about, so...
Sorry. Yes, thank you.
I might have to be on crutches. They said I can't walk on it, man. It's making it worse, So I may have to style it with the crutches, man. All right, just meet me, man. Hurry up, my man. Go on. I want to go home, man.
Right, hopefully that was on what they ordered. I'll get the portion read right. Hello, Andre. Yep. Lovely. I'll get that. I'll get. Oh, Carol! Oh no!
Hey, Ginger, seated. Oh, I've got to go off now. No.
Oh, Carol, sorry. I hit her on the head with the door.
Today, when we go home.
No, you're not gonna go home today. You're gonna stay for a few days, I'm afraid.
No.
Seriously, you have to stay a few days, darling.
Seriously? Why?
Stop being silly.
Can't they just frustrate
No, you'll fall in love.
How you doing? Fine. You still got some pain, haven't you? Yeah. So we're going to give you some more intravenous. And if the X-ray confirms the clinical suspicion that you've got a broken leg, the issue will be what needs to be done and when it needs to be done.
They'll be staying here today.
Oh yes. I would say to you, even if you hadn't broken your leg, you need to be with us for pain relief. You've already had 25 milligrams of morphine, which is a good dose. You wouldn't really want to go home with a paracetamol and aspirin, would you?
No way. Am I allowed to drink any water?
I give you again the
We have to
sponge.
wait until we get the films and we see how your leg goes. So we'll get an answer for you hopefully in the next hour or two.
Thank you very much.
Wagamama's face. Wagamama's.
You got what?
Wagamama. Well, I've still got a bit of crisp left here from last night. Didn't hide them still left here.
So what's this all about then? You've been a hero.
Yeah, genuine.
A genuine hero. Don't see many of those. What happened?
Bit standard for me, though.
Oh, you're one of those, are you?
Modest.
One of the great heroes of our time.
Alex, I love the story. Come on, tell it.
Come on. How? How did you save a woman's life?
You were on the train station. You were on the platform. What happened?
Fell onto the tracks, smashed back.
Fell onto the tracks. Oh my God, that's really scary.
Freaking out.
Oh my God. So you didn't jump on the tracks, did you?
Someone had to.
Oh my God.
Some people saying she's being electrocuted. I was
Come this way a bit, sweetheart. All right, this is going to sting a little bit.
I'm just saying.
I imagine he saw someone in danger, thought, whatever, I'm going to sort this out, and just got in the way and did it. It's impressive. I know a lot of people aren't like that, so it was cool.
So you jumped onto the tracks?
Yeah, and I stopped the train.
You stopped the train? How did you stop the train?
With my bare hands.
Oh no, come on, right, okay, I don't believe that one.
Like Superman or Hancock.
So, yeah, sorry. Go on, keep talking, because I want to distract you from the pain.
Yeah.
The hero story. Well, yeah, I spent a while after that happened telling that story quite a lot, to be honest. You know, to impress the ladies and stuff like that. I think I've ended up exaggerating it so much that I don't even know what's true anymore.
I mean, does she know that you saved her?
No, well,
No.
before she didn't. When we left, she was being brought to an ambulance.
I mean, that is pretty amazing. That is something to tell the grandchildren, isn't it?
Is it painful, Alex?
Not really.
Well, you're a hero, aren't you?
Yeah.
Is that a bit stunning? All right, that's the last one, sweetheart. All right.
I'm not a player like Patrick is, though. He's a bit of a ladies' man these days. He got a freezing the other day.
Alex, do you want a photograph or not?
He claims that he didn't even have to do anything. They came onto him. I was like, what the fuck? With that hat on? What the hell?
I hope that's on video.
Did you see my two guys that I had in there? The one that I was suturing his nose, somebody had an epileptic fit on the train station, fell onto the tracks, and he jumped down onto the tracks and saved her. That's amazing, isn't it? What a hero. Yeah.
So what happened to him this time?
Somebody's headbutted him.
Are all the trauma team here for you?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Can I have some space, please?
An unidentified man has suffered a life-threatening head injury. Paramedics have given him the name Chris.
OK, if you could have quiet for a handover, please.
OK, this is Chris. We think he's 50 years old. He had an unwitnessed fall from an unknown height from a ladder onto concrete. His injuries, he had a large occipital blocking hematoma with active arterial hemorrhage. He's got a traumatic brain injury and a query C-spine injury. He had clinical evidence of right posterior rib fractures.
Do we know how high the ladder was, although we don't
I said
know?
an unknown height. It's an unknown height.
No, I understand that, but what I'm getting at is that we don't know where he fell from the ladder, but...
No idea at all. I mean, the ladder was a large ladder to reach the top of the tree, maybe sort of 10 metres.
OK, but I mean, that just says the maximum height could have been 10 metres. OK, that's
Possibly,
all.
yeah,
Fine,
yeah.
OK. Someone comes in with severe brain injuries and you know there is not going to be a good outcome, and you listen to the tragedy that led to it, and it's not good, but just get on with it. And the priorities are keeping the patient alive, keeping them safe. So the plan is primary survey. If we're happy with him from a cardiorespiratory standpoint, we're going to try and get him in and out of the scanner. Really trying to unlock this phone. Seriously, I want to ring radiology. This is...
Naomi, how do you unlock these things? Look. Where's
It's your mobile.
Do you know how to unlock a Nokia phone? This is my phone to get him into the CT scanner, and...
Should be the top in the corner. I'll get you these notes.
Do you unlock? Why don't you just use my phone?
Well, no, because I don't know the number.
Oh.
Carol.
Has it come up? Right, let's find someone who can do.
I would say the greatest loss to a person would be their personality and their ability to think and retain information and to talk. So if you gave me the choice between losing one or two legs and my person being destroyed, then I would give up the legs. Yeah, hi, it's Decotac, trauma consultant. I've got an unconscious gentleman who's intubated, fall from an unknown height onto concrete. He clinically has severe traumatic brain injury. We need to scan him from head to pelvis, please. I don't think... Do we have a name yet?
Chris.
We're just waiting for a number and a name. He's an unknown male, approximately 50 years old.
When Nick first came in, he was, for some reason, known as Chris Unknown. I don't know where the Chris came from, so that was first we heard of it.
I just want to get the ball rolling so we know which scanner we're going to. OK, thanks. Bye.
It's a sort of story you read about the local paper. It happens to other people. That's the classic. It's a paragraph in the local paper, man falls off van, cracks head, goes to hospital, you think, plonker, and you read on.
OK, team, so from the top, Buzz, are you happy?
Yeah, tubes.
That's just for the gentleman down there. Don't worry about that right now. We're not concerned about anything in the chest. OK. He's probably fallen onto that, hasn't he? I suspect it could actually be what's going on in his head that's causing that blood pressure.
There was peripheral damage, but clearly the head injury was all they were concerned about and what was very serious. He stressed from the word go that it was a very, very serious case. And you were left in no doubt that when we're talking we're talking life and death. There was no doubt about that.
We need to keep a regular check on his pupils in case he blows one, in which case we need to then obviously hyperventilate him and give him some mannitol or hypertonic. Our aim is, if everything is stable, to get him in and out the scanner as quickly as possible. I've spoken to radiology.
And, you know, 1 minute you're bouncing around on a Friday morning about to do something else, and the next minute you're in the casualty unit of a major hospital thinking your brother's about to die.
What did you do about your two?
It's kind of funny. I got to work this morning, sat down on my desk. Yeah, I just pushed my chair back to get up. And I just landed on the floor. You know what I kind of... It wasn't a hard landing. It was, you know, it was just like funny, and everyone was like laughing, you know. And I was,
Taylor!
God, I felt this sharp pain. I'm like, my God, hope I haven't slipped a disc or something.
Okay, so you've been in, 2 hours.
Yeah. You still need your paper?
I do. I haven't read it yet, but go on, you need it more than I do.
No. If you haven't done it.
No,
Are you going on the trains today?
It's all right. I'll go and get another one.
Oh, thanks.
Right, my name's Kim.
Right.
I'm one of the emergency nurse practitioners, and I'll be dealing with you today. So what's happened to your finger?
I was preparing a casserole to entertain some people tomorrow, and I was cutting vegetables last night and using what they call, I think, a mandolin cutter. You know those things? You probably have.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I took a little piece out of my little finger.
Okay.
It's not desperate, but it
Okay, this is
produced a
last
lot
night.
of blood.
Oh, it will.
And this is after 10 o'clock last night, and I thought of coming down, and I thought, no, I'll manage. So in the end, I managed to stop it and bind it so it didn't, and put an oven glove on in bed, really.
Those mandolins are very, very sharp. Very good, but very sharp.
Yes, they're very quick, but I think it was a bit late at night, really, after 10 o'clock, and I was just beginning to think I would stop doing this, really.
And then you did.
And then I did.
Okay, let me go and get a dressing pack, and we'll soak that and try and get that bit off and see what it's like underneath.
Okay.
All right?
Yep, that's
Give me
great.
2 seconds. Well, more than 2 seconds.
I thought, what a stupid thing to do, really, immediately, you know. How very stupid to allow yourself to do that. It's a very difficult position when you're living by yourself, you know. You've got no one to call upon. I've got used to it over the last 6 years or so, I suppose, but, you know, normally my wife or I would turn to one another and say, can you help me do this, or whatever.
You put cotton wool on it last night? I thought so.
Yeah.
But regrettably, she died in 2004.
I'm sorry about all that cotton wool.
That's all right. It's coming off.
Yeah.
I had to care for her for about 6 years. There's a gradual descent into a worse and worse condition until you get to the situation where she could no longer live at home. She had to live in a home, of course, for the last year or so of her life.
Oh, yes, you're adept at it. So I can't go and
All paper
shower
material.
with this.
No, put a glove on and tape it up.
I suppose that's the only answer, isn't it?
Yeah, another marigold.
Another one. Thank you very much indeed.
Take care.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Caring is quite tough going, especially towards the latter part of it. And you stand by waiting for the next step where things will get worse.
I actually want to go with this gentleman to the scanner because I need to see the images of his head immediately. Because that will... What will happen is... He is, and I strongly suspect that it's going to be not a happy story.
Both my mother and father, I ended up looking after to one degree or another. But this was different again. This was another story. I think my biggest concern was the cabbage option. And there's no doubt there's that scenario where you are better off gone and finished than just in a total mess. I think that's a worse nightmare than being dead. Would be for me, I know that for a fact.
Hello.
Hi.
Right. Can I just eject you from your seat? Thank you very much. I'm Nancy, I'm one of the nurse practitioners. So what's happened?
I slipped on, cleaned the window, and as I slipped, I put my arm through it.
You were cleaning the window?
Yeah, and I leant forward, and as I leant, I lost my balance on the seat, and my arm went on it, cracked the glass and went through.
Oh dear. Did it completely shatter?
Yeah, there's still like sharp pieces stuck in the frame of the glass of the window, that's it.
Oh goodness me. I think probably what I want to do before I look at all of the rooms is actually send you for an X-ray to see if there's any glass. What I do want to do is just remove that little bit of glass off your face because I can see it there.
Okay.
All right, you just close your eyes for me.
Quite honest, I never thought he'd have it in him to go to the phone like that and actually phone 999. He had a bad accident years ago, which was... But to see another one, and then you think to yourself, oh, no, not again, please.
Okay, that's that. Okay, all right, if I show you where to go for your X-ray, all right?
When he was about 14, 15, I believe. It's such a freak accident, it's unbelievable. Basically, this moped come from the other side of the road, and brake handle thing caught his lapel and went into his lapel and threw him up in the air, and he come down on the back of his head and fractured his skull. Freak accident, really. The bike didn't actually hit him.
All right, and I'll see you when you get back.
All right.
Okay.
I thought at the time he wasn't going to pull through because he was OK in the ambulance, but when he got to the hospital, he passed out. Pretty horrific, pretty frightening.
Like saying nothing about X-ray. That way, look, X-ray. Is it that way?
Through having that brain injury, a lot of brain cells died. And who knows what he could have been today, you don't know. So obviously, I feel a bit aggrieved about that after all these years still, but thankfully he's still here. You know, you have a brain injury or you have a head injury like that, it could have been a lot worse.
After an operation on his brain, Nicholas was brought out of his induced coma. The full extent of his injuries is not yet known.
Well, we're going in favourites. Cricket starts on Wednesday. First test at Brisbane. And we're starting as favourites. Won all the warm-up games. Not sure that's a good thing. Whereas we didn't know whether or not he's hearing anything, you could look at those eyes and know absolutely 100% they weren't seeing anything. Or if they were seeing anything, that they didn't understand anything they were seeing. Right, I think you're better off resting, Sunshine. Yeah. You hear my voice? And again, it invoked the worries of what are we going to end up with here? I mean, we've got a massive problem in the modern world with people living beyond their not just enjoyable life, but their useful life, their meaningful life. I don't know how to... we are keeping alive people that just really are better off not here. OK, mate. I'll see you in a couple of days. A bit more progress. Yep. All right? See you in a couple of days. Good luck.
Having looked at the x-ray, it looks like it's quite a big wound. So until I've actually taken all of the bandages down and seen exactly what I'm dealing with, I can't say exactly what I'm going to be doing with you.
Right.
All right.
I've spent half my life in hospitals. If you only knew how many months of the year I've actually spent in hospitals with my kids being younger as well. I just want to get in and out. That's all I want to do. Yeah. So I've had my fair share of hospitals, I can tell you.
So let's take the bandages off and see what we've got.
I'd rather not look.
OK, that's fine. You don't have to look.
And, you know, it'd be just nice not to have to go to them. But unfortunately, that's what they're there for.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of glass on the surface. All right, sorry, sweetheart. Oh, OK, so that is more your hand, isn't it?
Painful there.
That's lovely. All right, I will need to put some local anaesthetic into the skin there because I really need to have a look deep inside, and I can't do that obviously because it's going to be a little bit too painful for you. That's going to be the worst bit. That's going to be the bit that stings.
Right.
And then after that, you're not going to feel anything.
All right.
All right.
When you say stings, what, bad?
It's not bad. It's, you know, it's bearable.
Yeah.
Yeah. OK, so this is the local anaesthetic.
Oh, not the other way.
All right, the hand will probably be the worst, so if we get that one out of the way first. All right. Sorry, sweetheart. All right, take some nice deep breaths for me. Well done. You're doing really well.
It wasn't that bad as I thought it was.
There you go, you see.
Yeah.
Often it is the expectation that's the worst thing, isn't it?
The thought of it is worse.
Yeah. And what I need to do, I just need to have a good look underneath this flap, all right, and see what's occurring. So there's no tendons visible.
Right.
All right, that's the important thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a good clean.
Yeah.
And stitch it back up.
Okay.
But there's no major damage done there.
Ooh.
Can you still feel that?
Yeah.
Is that really painful?
A bit, yeah.
Do you want some more anaesthetic in there?
Bit, maybe, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, you do worry over these things, you know, you just... if you're worried about it every day of the year, you know, you put yourself in a box, really, worrying about it all, but you have to take life. Life has to go on, doesn't it? You know, whatever accidents you have, you have to sort of move on from that, and otherwise, you know, if you just keep thinking about it all the time, it plays on your mind all the time, it sends you mad as well, so you have to move forward.
Hello. Yeah, 3 cracked ribs, broken my leg in 3 places. Look, how can it be my fault? Yes, they did. Yeah, they did.
Oh, your colour's off. Yay.
Yeah, colour's off.
Bye-bye, take care.
Thank you.
Any worries, come back and see us.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
I just think it's not very wise to stand on a chair with socks on because you can slip. Should have used a ladder properly, like a step ladder, you know, for more support. So I think it was a bit silly, really.
You play the cards that are dealt you, and it's you get on with it. You don't run away from it, and you don't feel sorry for yourself, and you just do your best. Had a motto at the time: hope for the best, prepare for the worst, which is what we started doing, and you know, hoping for the best won out.
You just don't think that it's going to happen. If it happens to someone else. The fact that I'm walking, talking, and getting around is fantastic.
Kings, without doubt, gave my brother back to me, and You know, you're just lost in admiration. When you walk into that intensive care unit, you just feel stupid.
Has he told you he loves you?
No. No, we're not that close.
Hello, King's Emergency Department. Stuart, I actually think you're having a heart attack as we speak. David, can you stick some oxygen on? What? This?
Oh, it's
Just taking
a pain of it.
I'm going to be blunt and I'm going to say this patient is going to die if he does not get critical care input.
That's the real bottom line, isn't it? Am I going to live or am I going to die?
He's looking at you, kid.
Here's looking at you.
you.